If you watched Will and Grace in the early 2000s, you knew him as Josh, the hot, intense, passionate boyfriend of Grace Adler, the guy who brought that explosive energy to every scene. Remember him? That charm, that presence, that was Corey Parker. But his story started way before that. Born on July 8, 1965, in New York City to actress Rocky Parker, Corey grew up in the business. Not in the flashy nepotism baby way we see today. No, he earned it. Started as a child actor in commercials, learned the craft from the ground up. By the time he was 20, he'd already appeared in Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning. Then came Biloxi Blues in 1988, where he played Arnold Epstein in the Neil Simon adaptation. Films like 9.5 Weeks, How I Got Into College, White Palace. This was someone building a real career, one role at a time. Making his mark on television. Then television happened. In 1992, he landed the lead role in Flying Blind, playing Neil Barash opposite a young Téa Leoni. The show only ran for one season, but it showed what Corey could do as a leading man. He had range, comedy, drama, that indefinable thing that makes you want to watch someone. He appeared in 30-something, Blue Skies, even The Love Boat, The Next Wave. But it was Josh on Will and Grace that became his signature. Seasons 2 and 3. Grace's first real recurring boyfriend. And here's the thing, Josh wasn't just another sitcom love interest. He was complicated, passionate, a little unpredictable. The kind of character that stays with you. Corey brought something real to that role. Something that made millions of viewers invest in whether Grace and Josh would make it work. The last reunion. Here's where it gets emotional. Just weeks before he passed, literally weeks, Corey appeared on Just Jack and Will, the Rewatch podcast, hosted by Sean Hayes and Eric McCormack, February 2024. Think about that timing for a second. He was already battling stage 4 metastatic cancer. But he showed up anyway. They talked about the old days, about Josh's explosive personality, about how Corey brought this incredible energy to the set, and they talked about what he'd become, not just an actor anymore, but a master teacher. Someone who'd transformed entirely into this new role of shaping the next generation. Can you imagine knowing your time is limited and choosing to spend it reconnecting with old friends, reminiscing about the work that mattered, celebrating the journey? That's who Corey Parker was. The second act, master teacher. Now, here's where his story becomes truly remarkable. Because Corey Parker didn't just fade away when the acting roles slowed down. He didn't become bitter about Hollywood or disappear into obscurity. He reinvented himself completely. He became an acting coach. Not just any acting coach, one of the most respected in the industry. BGB Studio. If you don't know it, you should. It's where serious actors go to get serious training. Corey was the official acting coach for Disney Plus's Ms. Marvel. He worked on CMT's Sun Records, but more importantly, he worked with countless individual actors. Young people just starting out, veterans trying to sharpen their skills, everyone in between. He was a lifetime member of the Actors Studio, the Ensemble Studio Theatre. These aren't just credentials, they're proof of someone who dedicated his entire life to the craft. What his students say, you want to know who someone really was. Look at what their students say after they're gone. Social media has been flooded, not with the usual celebrity death platitudes. Real stories, real gratitude. People calling him a master teacher, describing his generosity, his passion for the work, the way he could see something in you that you didn't see in yourself yet. Risa Brahman Garcia, co-founder of BGB Studio, called him her creative family member of 45 years. 45 years. She talked about his unparalleled passion and joy in the work. That's the thing about teaching, isn't it? It's not glamorous. Nobody's going to recognize you on the street for coaching someone through their audition anxiety. There's no applause, no reviews, no award season. Just the quiet satisfaction of watching someone get better, of knowing you helped unlock something in another human being. That's what Corey chose, and he was brilliant at it. The man behind the work. Corey Parker was more than his career. He was a husband to Angela Denise Douglas, a father, a brother to actress Noelle Parker, who posted a heartbreaking and beautiful tribute on BGB Studios' Instagram, saying she believes he left this world weightless, at peace, and surrounded with love. Weightless. At peace. Surrounded with love. If that's not the definition of a life well lived, I don't know what is. The final battle stage for metastatic cancer. Those are words that change everything. Words that make you reevaluate every single day you have left. Corey fought it in Memphis, Tennessee, away from the Hollywood lights, away from the industry noise. Just him, his family, and the quiet dignity of facing the end with grace. He kept working almost until the end. Teaching, mentoring, giving back, because that's what mattered to him, not the spotlight, the work. 2 legacies, 1 life. So what's the legacy of Corey Parker? There's the obvious answer, the work we can still watch, the episodes of Will and Grace that will live on streaming platforms forever, the films you can still rent, the moments of entertainment he gave us. That's one legacy. But there's another one, a quieter one, a more profound one. It's in every actor he coached who went on to book their dream role, every student who heard his encouragement when they were ready to quit, every young performer who learned from him that this craft is about more than fame. It's about truth, vulnerability, and the courage to keep showing up. Those people will teach others, and those people will teach others. That's how a legacy really works. It's not about being remembered. It's about what you put into the world that keeps growing after you're gone. What Corey Parker teaches us. Here's what strikes me most about his life. He could have been bitter when the big roles stopped coming, when Hollywood moved on to younger faces, when the phone stopped ringing as often. He could have become one of those cautionary tales, the former actor who couldn't let go. Instead, he found something more meaningful. He took everything he'd learned, decades of experience, all the failures and successes, all the lessons from working with great directors and terrible ones, all the truth about this brutal, beautiful industry. And he gave it away. That's wisdom. That's grace. That's someone who understood what really matters in the end. The gift of timing. Can we talk about that podcast appearance one more time? February 2024, just weeks before his death. Sean Hayes and Eric McCormack got to see their old friend one more time. Got to tell him what his work meant. Got to laugh about the old days. Got to celebrate who he'd become. And Corey? He got to be remembered not just as Josh, but as the teacher, the mentor, the master of his craft. That's a gift. Both of them got a gift. Sometimes the universe gives us these small mercies, a chance to say the things that matter before it's too late. I hope Sean and Eric know how lucky they were to get that moment. How we remember him 60 years old. Too young. But what a 60 years. From child actor to Friday the 13th, to Biloxi Blues, to Will and Grace, to master teacher. From being shaped by the craft to shaping others. When we remember Corey Parker, let's remember both versions. The actor who made us laugh and made us believe in Grace and Josh's passionate, complicated relationship. And the teacher who spent his later years making sure the craft he loved would be passed on to people who would honour it. His sister Noelle said it perfectly. He left this world weightless, at peace, surrounded with love. That's all any of us can hope for. To live fully, to give back, to be surrounded by love when the end comes. The lesson. Here's what I keep coming back to. Corey Parker's story isn't about fame. It's about evolution. It's about understanding that your value isn't in how many people recognize your face. It's in how many lives you touch. The kids who watched him on Will and Grace, they got to see a talented actor bring a character to life. The students who worked with him at BGB Studio, they got something infinitely more valuable. They got his wisdom, his experience, his unfiltered truth about what it takes to make it in this industry. One group got to watch him work. The other group got to become like him. Which legacy is more powerful? The ripple effect. Think about this for a moment. Every student Corey taught at BGB Studio went on to audition for roles. Some of them booked those roles. Some of those roles were in shows that millions of people watched. So when you sit down tonight and turn on your TV, there's a very real chance you're watching someone whose career exists because Corey Parker believed in them when no one else did. That's the ripple effect of a great teacher. It's not just the direct impact, the one-on-one coaching sessions, the feedback after a scene, the encouragement before a big audition. It's what happens next. And what happens after that? It compounds. It grows. Years from now, there will be actors working who never met Corey Parker, but they learned from someone who learned from him. That's immortality. A message to his students. If you were one of Corey's students, this one's for you. You know what he gave you. The technical skills, yes. The understanding of how to break down a scene, how to find the truth in a moment, how to make bold choices. But more than that, he gave you permission. Permission to be messy in your process. Permission to fail spectacularly in the rehearsal room so you could succeed when it counted. Permission to be vulnerable, to be brave, to be unapologetically yourself. He saw something in you. That's your job now. To see it in someone else. To pass it on. To be for someone else what Corey was for you. That's how his work continues. Through you. What the industry lost Hollywood is full of people who talk about the craft. Corey Parker was one of the rare ones who actually lived it. He wasn't chasing fame at the end. Wasn't trying to make a comeback or stay relevant. He'd found something more important. The pure joy of helping someone else discover their talent. The industry lost someone who genuinely cared. Someone who understood that this business isn't just about getting the job. It's about respecting the work, honoring the tradition, and leaving it better than you found it. The beauty of transformation. You know what's beautiful about Corey's story? He didn't cling to his glory days. He didn't spend his 50s trying to recapture what he had in his 20s and 30s. He transformed. That takes courage to let go of one identity and step fully into another. To be known for one thing and choose to become known for something entirely different. Most people can't do that. They get stuck. They become museum pieces of their own past. Corey Parker showed us there's another way. You can honor where you've been while fully embracing where you're going. Rest in peace, Corey Parker. July 8th, 1965 to March 5th, 2026. The cameras have stopped rolling. The classroom has closed for the day, but the work continues. Because that's what you taught us. The work always continues. Through the students you mentored, the actors you coached, the lives you touched, the work goes on. Thank you for showing us what it means to live two extraordinary lives in one. Thank you for the laughter, the performances, the passion, and most of all, for giving it all back. That's legacy.